I can't believe it. Our first podcast in March. February went by so fast, it's almost like it was shorter or something.
Yeah, it's a short month and it flies by.
That's a good thing. Yes. Yes. In like a lion, out like a lamb, as they say.
But it's in like a lamb. It's nice outside, right?
I don't know.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking Scheetz.
Thank you, Dan Davidson. Talking Scheetz, brought to you today by Londonderry Dodge. They will hook you up. They are great people, and they will treat you right. You get as good a deal as you can get anywhere else, if not better. And the after-sale service is incredible. Londonderry Dodge. Thank you to them for their support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on the platform you enjoy Talking Scheetz on to help us grow and continue to offer this, what we hope is entertaining.
I think it usually is. I mean, quality may vary. Quality control is not always our number one.
Well, yeah, it's hard to say where things are going to go today, and I don't really want to pick on this guy because I just had an observation before he did the thing that really, grossed me out, which was the giant burp just as we were getting into it, producer Randy.
Honey, who's at my feet, is farting up a storm in this small, hot studio.
Yeah.
And then he just let out the most disgusting burp I've ever heard in my life.
I could taste it.
And
it was one of those.
I'm
right?
like, what are we doing here?
I know. But you know what? But I was about to say that prior to that, my daughter, I'm so proud of her. Man, does she boss you around.
You know what? Having a powerful woman in your life who can just keep you on the straight and narrow, that's probably the greatest hack you can have.
Yeah, I don't think I'm bossy. I keep us running and going. He is a leader in some ways. I think maybe a leader at work, but when it comes to just
a leader in life, he's just
everyday life. He needs a bit of an alpha
follower.
He needs a bit of an alpha, and there needs to be all kinds of kinds out here.
Sit down now, Renato. Sit down now. Yep. Lean ahead a little bit, Renato.
You're acting as if your wife doesn't dress you every day.
Yeah, you're in the same boat, Chris.
Well, I was going to say it without saying it. She learned from the best.
Yes.
Listen, I will say the house would fall apart if it wasn't for me. So I play my role.
Yes.
Yeah. We both keep certain things together.
Yeah.
When Leona was at her 18-month pediatrician doctor appointment, the doctor was just fascinated by her talking and how she was, first off, basically bossing me around the room. Like, over there. We go over there.
Yeah.
We go over there. Oh, we go to the chair. Sit on the chair.
Yeah.
Me sit on the chair. Mama sit on the chair. She's telling you. And the doctor looks at me and says, you know what? Strong will is a good quality in a little girl. So I think that she's also learning from the best.
I feel like we've got generations of strong women in our family. Whether it's again my mother-in-law, my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother.
All my aunts, older cousins.
They pretty much ran the show, to be honest.
And what a privilege. I feel very lucky to have grown up around so many. It's like, hey, I think March might be International Women's Month, actually.
It is? Okay.
Maybe am I making that up? Either way, right now I'm deciding that it's International Women's Month, and that's our celebration. Bossy, we're rebranding the term bossy. Bossy just means you're in charge and you know what needs to happen.
I love women. I've always loved women. I've been a big fan, and now I got 2 granddaughters. So all right, roar, ladies, roar.
And Leona she runs all of our shows.
Exactly.
At 18 months, so I don't know what's going to happen with that, but
International Women's Day is March 8th.
Okay,
so that's Saturday.
There you
Sunday.
go.
Sunday.
Before the next podcast, for sure. So we're celebrating women today by accident. There you go.
Oh, we meant to do it. We just kind of, we looked like we wanted to just accidentally fall into it, but we actually meant to do it.
And I don't even know if we actually prepped this because maybe I'm just so sick of it and blacking it out. But if we talk about women coming, like something that is so topical right now is women in women's sports. And I know Women in Sports Day is in March because the Oilers are celebrating it in a couple weeks here.
Right.
But hey, we need to invite the women all the time.
There you go. Not to mention about 85 or 6% of our audience is
Oh,
female.
that's the other thing. So
But
thank
it's
you
not
to
all
Talking
female.
Scheetz.
So anyway, there's a bunch of men listening, nodding their heads about the strong women in their lives.
Yeah, because if you listen
Keep
to
them in the
Talking
straight and
Scheetz,
narrow.
you're a good guy.
You're a good guy.
And you're a guy that loves women.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Got it. All right. Let's get into the show, shall we? We're going to start with bullshits. That's what we did last week. And I think it's a natural way of doing this.
I think leaving with more positivity is actually a good move.
Bullshits brought to you by Cook County Saloon and Steakhouse. That is a happening place. And they've got a really cool event that they'll be doing. We're going to make the official announcement about coming up before this podcast is over at Cook County Saloon on April 17th. So there's a little teaser for you. But thank you to our great friends at Cook County Saloon. You guys were there, you said.
Renato, this is now a week ago, and Renato still has the meat sweats. Or maybe that was a meat burp. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It smelled more like a Diet Coke burp to me, but
It was, in fact, a Diet Coke burp.
I'm still thinking about it. That was traumatizing. But anyway,
Yeah.
Cook County Steakhouse, not traumatizing.
okay, let's
Very
move on.
good.
But you had a traumatizing moment last night at an event we were at with your daughter.
Well, it wasn't, my bullshits of the week and maybe of the last few months, but especially lately, is just trying to keep a toddler from hurting themselves. It is a full-time job. At times, it's a full-time job for me, for Renato, for Mom, for you,
For Papa.
for everyone, for Honey. Honey's trying to keep her on the straight and narrow.
She's kind of
She's trying
keeping
to
her away from the corner of a
hurting
table.
her away. Like,
Yeah.
they get to an age where I think they're learning their independence. I was reading something about this recently, and they're learning their independence and their bodily autonomy. They can do so many things so quickly,
Right.
But they don't know the consequences of it yet, and they have the confidence their confidence doesn't match with their competence.
Right.
And toddlers will just do anything. Like, they have maybe it's ours, but I think it's a pretty general
Some
thing.
are worse than others,
Yeah.
and she's definitely on the worst scale.
I would say she's on the high end of risk for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
where she will
She
climb
did-
on
she-
anything.
Yeah, she went straight from crawling to running.
Yeah.
She did not walk.
No, she didn't walk. She just sprints. She sprints, and she's still little.
Yeah.
But
And she's not coordinated like she's a Scheetz, so
No.
she's got
she's
that
doing
going
her
against
best.
her. Right.
But we're not coordinated people. So
Yeah.
we're at an event last night, and I can just tell that we are in a Bruin for something, because she is so happy to be there. She gets crazy around people and other kids. She's so happy, and she's just sprinting back and forth and dancing and spinning, and I look down, and the floor is concrete in the venue that we're in, and it's beautiful, but I'm like, I know how this ends, and there's beyond just holding her, which she doesn't want to be held. There is nothing I can do about this. I am sticking by her, trying to catch her, trying to steer her away from the hazards. But no, she does one too many spins. She's looking up at the lights as she's doing a spin, and she face plants on the concrete floor, and she was not happy.
I've never heard her cry like that.
She's
So
not a crier, so
yeah.
it was kind of shocking for all of us, and I was like, oh, she's like really hurt, because normally she hits the deck pretty hard at our house, at your house, even outside. She doesn't cry. She just gets back up, and she's kind of like a little machine. But this one got her. Her tooth hit her lip, and it's so sad to see them sad, and I want to protect her from everything, but I think that it's just kind of part of the phase that we're in is toddlers are just going to be toddlers.
Yeah. She just loves to get dizzy. She'll just spin and spin and spin until she gets dizzy.
Yeah.
And then she'll just kind of slowly, gravitate
drunk.
towards a corner of the room, and you just hope there's nothing there that she's going to hit.
And there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, well, I say they just, for the first number of years of a child's life, they just literally, like you say, just running around trying to hurt themselves.
Yeah,
'Cause
I understand bubble parents, and I'm trying not to be a helicopter parent. I'm trying to give her independence, and also just sometimes I can't keep up. And again, it's a full-time job for a lot of people, and there's not always a lot of people there. But I would welcome any tips you have for letting toddlers explore their independence while also keeping them safe. If you can share in the YouTube comments, that'd be great, because sometimes these moms, especially if they're older, they've been through it, they have some good tips for us. So
Yeah.
but that's my bullshit. It's hard. I'm so happy that she can do so much, and she wants to play, and she wants to run, and she wants to dance, but it's also dangerous.
She's just, I don't mean to worry you both, but I mean, the stitches are coming.
Oh.
They're coming.
But just with how she is.
And she's just,
I'm surprised she didn't need them last night.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, and there's just, that's the way it goes. Toddlers love to hurt themselves.
Yeah, and I think the other episode I was defending the toddler stage, because I actually do really love it. I love playing with her now. She's so fun. We hang out, we talk, we sing. I love the stage she's in, but the only part that is really, really hard for me And I think for all of us is just how risky she is.
Yeah.
She's risky. She's a brave girl.
Yeah, but not to mention her dad with his anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty chill for the most part. So he's he's having a worse time than me.
He'd like to be a helicopter parent, but
he physically can't keep up. So there's no helicoptering available at this point.
He's quite elderly, so
I have got my pilot's license.
yeah.
Ha ha ha. Your helicopter license?
Well, yeah, it's a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't get the same license to fly a plane as a helicopter.
I didn't say which one.
Okay. Sure.
My bullsheets, I got about 7 of them today, and I'm not going to do all 7. I'm just going to do one because this is the most important one of the week. Coming up on March 8th, which is Sunday, is not only International Women's Day, which is an important day, but it's also Spring Your Clock Ahead Day, Time Change Day. Don't get me started on time change.
I think this has been your bullshits before, but you know what? It's
I'm bringing it
topical.
back.
We're bringing it back.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it back. It is like, again, especially this one when we spring ahead an hour, which means, what was once, especially when I used to do the morning show, what once was 4 in the morning is now 3 in the morning. And I know you can just say, well, just and
Figure
again,
it out.
you're going to have a daughter dealing with this.
Yeah, that's what we said last time. Is like babies don't care that the clock switched. They're going to sleep the time they normally sleep.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Again, not to get political, but that guy down in the States seems to sign a thing and gets everything to happen. Get rid of time change.
And then you'll be a fan?
No. I won't.
I'm like, that's all it'll take.
But it wouldn't hurt. I'm just saying.
Do one good thing.
Just one good thing for me and the rest of the world. Get rid of time change. And I understand it's complicated because if we stick to one or the other, it's not ideal. But switching back and forth is far from ideal.
Yeah. It creates a few weird weeks where you kind of feel jet lagged in your own home.
Yeah. All right.
Saskatchewan does it. They don't move anymore.
Exactly. No, it's been a long time. Either does Arizona. Arizona doesn't switch either. There's a few others that don't switch. So the problem is we can't just, as Alberta, we can't just say, okay, we're not going to, because I don't care. Saskatchewan is just confusing because then half the time they're this, especially when they're, again, me being a big television guy, half the year they're here, half the year they're there. I've heard, again, don't quote me on this, but, a lot of the professional sports teams don't want it to switch. Because what would happen is, want it to continue to switch. Because if it didn't switch for half the year, then our games would start at 9:00.
Well, we had that
on the
8:42 puck drop this past week.
Yeah,
and that was crazy.
So it could be a 9:42 puck drop.
Oh,
so
no.
But I mean,
I can't. As someone who works those games and as a kid, I can't.
But we should not be and I'm the hugest fan of watching those games. We should not be dictating our world based on that. If that's the reason why we're continuing to adopt time change, let's just stop.
We'll figure it out. The schedule masters can figure it out.
They got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Just stop the stupidity of time change because it just doesn't make any sense at this point. I might throw this one in. This is a mortality moment, bullsheets. I was at a grocery store this week and the lady who was not young, was probably around my age, the cashier, actually asked me if I was over 65 and qualified for the seniors discount. That one left the mark. And I've talked about having this bad hip, so I limped in there.
That's what I was going to say. It has to be your gait. Your gait is that of
do I look 65? Ouch.
Maybe it's the double grandparent now. They're like, you've got...
So then
maybe it's Papa. She knows you're called Papa.
Yeah, you got to be over 65. You're a Papa. And you can't walk.
Maybe it was the sweater you were wearing that said Papa on
Anyway,
it.
it left a mark. It left a big mark. And I said, I'm not actually 65. She said, oh, sorry. I said, no, I said, thanks for checking, which I didn't really mean. But yikes.
We got to get you on a skincare routine
Ouchie,
here.
mama. Your mom said if I didn't wear sunscreen, it was going to catch up to me.
Yeah. And you're bad for that. I do want to, at one point, this isn't the podcast for it, go into depth because I'm really exploring a new skincare routine. Maybe you should be doing it with me.
Right.
Some retinol.
It's not too late?
I don't know. It's not too late. Renato has something to say.
Chris, you don't look 65, but you should have taken the discount.
I know. That's what everybody said. I think it might be 15%.
So, yes, you are 65 whenever you're at the grocery store.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going back. Yeah.
You're 75. Tell them that.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she wasn't wearing her glasses.
15% off my Viagra. I don't take Viagra.
Hey, man, do you?
I was just trying to crack a joke.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Bailey said, Dad, don't get out of hand today because she doesn't want to do a bunch of editing and taking a bunch of stuff
we're
out.
starting so late. And so I was like, we're going to, you know what? Again, we have a cranky baby who has a fat lip.
Yeah.
We need to
And that's me.
Yeah. We need to streamline this episode.
Okay.
And only one of us typically gets out of hand. So
Okay. All right, let's go to good sheets. But anyway, that's my mortality moment / bullsheets when you ask a 55-year-old if they're over 65. And then I was not smart enough to say yes. But I was too proud. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm like,
did you tell her your real age?
no. I just said, no, I'm not 65. I should have said, I'm 40. Take that. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's going to leave a mark. All right. Good Sheets, brought to you by our incredible friends at Alt-Tech. AI is changing how businesses work, but without security, innovation becomes a risk. Alt-Tech helps leaders adopt AI responsibility with cybersecurity first IT. Learn more at alt-tech.ca. That's alt-tech.ca. Alt-Tech. And I'm just going to go straight into it. My Good Sheets is Alt-Tech.
Whew.
It's that
That's
simple.
some inside baseball right there.
You know what? Yeah, like seriously it is. They had their 20th anniversary gala. Daniel Mitchell is the CEO of Alt-Tech, and they're an incredible organization that's done some incredible things for 20 years. And Dan Mitchell, his family are RCMP, and he was an RCMP member. And that was, that's one of his first loves, his entire family's first love. But computers were also a love for him. So back in like 2006, he told a story at the 20th anniversary gala. Basically, he just, he talked his wonderful wife into to giving up the RCMP, life, which is a valiant life and a very important life, to just take a shot at this computer thing. And it has worked out for him in so many different ways, and they do so many great things. But their 20th anniversary this past Friday, they could have just had a 20th anniversary celebration and celebrated their great organization, but they decided to make it a fundraiser for Alberta Dreams that I work for. And so it was an incredible event. I got a chance to host it. That part wasn't incredible. I was like limping around there with my bad gait.
Looking at least 65.
But we had auctions. They had silent auctions. We auctioned off the first table to eat. Dan bought that for $900.
Wow. Now he must have been really hungry.
Well, I said I would also buy him drinks for the night and be his waiter. So there you go.
The limping waiter. And that when you come back, you get half a drink because he's tipsy-turvy here.
Half of the drink was shaken out of the glass.
It's a shaken martini for sure.
Yeah. But when it was all said and done, over $15,000 was donated to Alberta Dreams, which is at least a dream and a half for us to make happen. And I just cannot tell you, from Allison to Daniel to everybody else in that organization to Alexis, I was, in a corny mood. I don't know if it was the muscle relaxants.
You're always in a corny mood.
But I said, this Alexis, who I really, really like, she's just one of my favorite people, and she works for Alt-Tech. I said on the microphone, hey, Alexis, play Taylor Swift. And then Karen, my dear wife, was in the crowd, and she says, it's Alexa, Chris. I said, I know that was my joke.
She thought you got the name wrong.
Hey, Alexis, play Taylor Swift. Anyway, shout out to them, Alt-Tech, incredible people, and an idea of what you can do with if you've got a gala happening or you've got anything going on at your organization. If you can turn it into a fundraiser, or you're going to turn it into a fundraiser, turn it into one for Alberta Dreams, because we love to get the money to make more dreams come true. We're hoping to make 40 dreams come true this year in the 40th year of the organization. Okay, what's your good Sheetz?
Okay, so I'm really sticking with the toddler theme today, which I guess is my life. My life is a toddler theme right now. But when it comes to toddler toys, some are annoying. Some annoy me. Some annoy her. It's hard to find something that the whole family can get behind, and something that doesn't have lights and songs. And there's a time and place for those. We love our Tony's box. We love all of those Fisher-Price things that you hit, the pianos, the whatever. But we have found, finally, Leona is getting into magnetiles, which I think they're also called Picasso tiles. But if you don't know, they're little magnetic tiles in different shapes that you build with, sort of like pre-Lego. Like, she's too small to get into Lego. I actually love Lego, but the magnetiles have been a huge hit for us these past couple weeks in just giving her some quiet, independent play, and then also giving producer Renato and I some quiet independent play with the magnetites. We all kind of fight over them.
I was going to say that's the problem. It's like everybody wants to play with them.
They are a good Scheetz because they are so much fun for the whole family. I love building with them. I don't know if it's like my ADHD and the fidgeting, but you can make so much cool stuff. And she loves them. She loves stacking them up. She likes sorting them by colors. Magnetiles really are that bee when it comes down to it. There's a reason. I know we're not the first people to like discover them. Every kid has magnetiles, but they're now that she's gotten really into them, we have really embraced them in our house. There's magnetiles everywhere.
And Grandma got the smaller version, which we thought were great until I observed Leona. Of course, again, the theme of these kids just trying to kill themselves. She was trying to like eat the magnetiles.
Yeah,
so.
they were little and they not that little.
No.
She had to really open up to try to get them in there. I'm like, Leona, what are we doing? First off, magnets are a huge danger for kids because if they swallow them and they get a scan, then like it's a huge problem. So magnets are a huge problem, let alone the choking hazard of those plastic tiles. Like, what are you doing, kid? But the regular size magnetiles,
the regular size one, she can't get in her mouth.
She has
so
not. Sometimes you slip on them like a banana, though. They're pretty slippery. But it is my good Scheetz because they're so much fun for the entire family. Ren loves to build. He takes it pretty seriously, but then he gets his feelings hurt.
Yeah, I had never heard of these tiles before, but I'm just as excited as Leona is to play with them. But the worst part is, I'll be spending 10 minutes building a multi-layered house with
you built a very
beautiful,
cool house the other night.
Yeah, I had a vaulted roof, and you were impressed. But then, of course, Leona gets that look in her eyes, and then it says, "Smash, Leona, smash!"
Little King Kong comes in. The best thing is she gets so much joy in destroying our creations and destroying hers. She feels nothing towards the things she builds, and then she goes, "Ah!" like Kevin from Home Alone.
she might have like 3 or 4 of the tendencies of a serial killer.
Yeah, but
just the way it goes.
Magnetiles are amazing.
Okay,
good Scheetz all the way. I want to get more sets now. Like we have one set and we can build a few things. But we were looking online and you can build like all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's been a family journey. We love the magnetiles.
Okay, awesome.
My good Scheetz.
Good Scheetz is brought to you by our great friends, of course, at Altech. From AI adoption to ransomware protection, Altech helps businesses move forward securely and confidently. Where do you got to go?
Visit alt-tech.ca.
Alt-tech.ca.
For more information.
Yes, and they're just incredible people. Thank you for what they did at their 20th anniversary gala, and congratulations to them. You and I both today, when we saw each other, we were both like, did you hear the news about Mother Doe? And we both said yes. And the news is meatball sandwich.
They have a meatball sandwich. And there is nothing a Scheetz wants to hear more than meatball sandwich. Those are the 2 words that you can say to any Scheetz anywhere. And it's like literally, when I saw the Instagram post from Mother Doe, follow them if you don't already. Follow us if you don't already. I fist bumped. I was so excited. I love a good meatball sandwich. Mother Doe is just going to do it in the right way.
Meatballs and sourdough focaccia, right?
Yeah, it's called the meatball focaccia sandwich. It's their special. So it's a limited time run. Go there now. We haven't been able to try it yet because it just came out today. But we're going to be. Next episode, we will have the review for you. On it is meatballs, marinara sauce, grana padano, which is cheese, and arugula, your favorite, on sourdough focaccia. I'm just like thinking about it and my mouth is watering.
Yeah, so good.
I can't wait.
Always been a big fan. And so I cannot wait to see them put it together because nobody puts it together better than Mother Doe Bread Co. Again, they have the one beautiful location, and it's available at Winterburn Point. So it's just on the west end of the city. And go in. They'll treat you right. And the sandwiches are all fantastic, whether you want meatball or whether you want what did I call it? The Ranchland Special?
It's the clubhouse.
I got different names for everything.
You've got your own names for
everything. They probably
everything.
should have let me pick some names for things.
I'm wondering, the longer we go into this, so many people are asking us about Talking Scheetz and they're asking us about Mother Doe when we bring up Talking Scheetz, and it's become kind of synonymous. I'm like, when is the Talking Scheetz sandwich released?
The Scheetz sandwich.
Could be really good.
Yeah. All right. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. But
wink,
right now, I don't know that they're going to find something we like more than the meatball sandwich, though. Oh, I think that next episode we should be eating them. Yeah. I think we need to give a live review because I think it's going to be monumental for us and for the Scheetz heads at home as well. Listening to us chop our food.
Absolutely. Or if they're watching on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Trending this week, this posting baby picture trend. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's not just any baby pictures. It's kind of businesses and companies posting baby pictures of their employees and saying this is who like does this. So it's
yeah, like for example, kissing the radio station I worked for.
Yeah.
Jack and Matt and Ethan.
Yeah,
and
so
Andrea.
it posted a adorable picture of Matt and said, "This is who makes you laugh in the morning," and an
Right.
adorable picture of Jack and said, "This is who reads you your morning news."
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like thinking about. I think it's like the inner child.
Yeah.
You know how people are talking about the inner child and healing your inner child these days.
Yeah.
And so it's like connecting with who you were as a child and recognizing that everyone came from somewhere and everyone was a kid once.
Okay, so you posted one on the Talking Sheets.
Well, I
site.
had to.
Right.
I love to jump on a trend, and I thought it was so cute.
And so, then I reposted it reluctantly because basically the first picture is me as a young boy, probably 2 years old. I'm sitting on an orange tractor. Somebody messaged and said, it was your first Kubota. And, and I'm sitting on a little plastic tractor, and it says, this is who hosts the podcast. Okay, then you slide over to the next picture, and it's a picture of you, which most people think is a picture of your daughter.
It's getting confusing because some people think it's Leona, some people think it's me. Everyone is confused.
Yeah.
Which I didn't realize how much she looked like me until people started to get us, and I'm honored. That's flattering to me.
Oh, you're both adorable little girls for sure. But it says this is who plans, hosts, records, posts, edits, and makes social media content for the podcast. So that sounds a little bit more than what I do. And then there's a picture of producer Randy. Man, that boy, you're a little chubster too, aren't you?
Leona gets her shoulders from somewhere.
Yeah.
Well,
you're all shoulders.
Yeah, it's looking back at those photos, you see, hopefully she looks more like Baillie because I'm not sure if my features, again, we've said this before, really lend themselves to a little girl.
You love to try to convince us that she looks like you, though. It's your passion.
She does. I think that's an objective fact, but it's not, she doesn't look only like me.
She looks like both of us.
Like kids, all kids are a combination of their parents.
But anyway.
You just hope they get the right combination of traits.
She looks like her mom with your eyes.
And I have beautiful eyes, so that's a good combination.
Yeah, I've never really noticed, but I'll take your word for it. But the bottom line is this post basically makes me look like I do nothing on this podcast.
Well, and Renato, too, to be fair.
Yeah, producer Renato, as we've established. I mean, he
doesn't actually produce anything.
He takes a lot of heat about things as we get set up. But anyway,
he does set us up.
I say this podcast would be nothing without Baillie, not just because of the ability she has when we're doing it, but also the ability she has to make it happen. If this podcast was up to me, it would probably arrive on carrier pigeon.
I don't know what kind of.
I'd put the podcast in a bottle and I'd put it in Pigeon Lake, and it would just float across. And
carrier
somebody
pigeon.
Would get it.
Somebody. That's not a podcast. That's a script or a scroll, a letter. It was just a joke. But I do like the inner child stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, no,
It's funny to think that little blonde boy on a tractor in Thorsby has a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's just
it's true. If what would he be saying to himself? And I said that when we went to, I went to the, I call it old age home, but seniors lodge where I was. And just a reminder that all of those people that are now 85, 90 years old, 95 years old were once that little person too, right?
Yeah.
We just,
especially as you get mistaken for a 65-year-old. It's closer than you think.
Very good point. All right, so that's what's trending. So you'll see that all over the internet where they're showing pictures of, and it's a good one too. It just reminds you again. It puts everything into perspective. These, they're adults now, but they were once just little people.
As someone who works for the social media team on the Edmonton Oilers, one thing that I wanted to do, or I think would be kind of funny, we're not actually going to do this, is to post pictures of them and say, this is who you're threatening on the internet.
Right.
Like, you're being so mean to these players, and they were once little boys too, you know? And that's same with customer service people, all of that stuff. Like, you just have to think about that. And I think it's a good, social media trends aren't always heartfelt, but I think that this one is very sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and speaking of them, players getting harassed or whatever on the internet because of social media. Shout out to Darnell Nurse, who became a dad for the third time this
little boy
this past weekend. He was unfortunately in San Jose, and I understand he was planning to get home for the birth, and then
it happened too fast.
You can't control these things, and so
apparently the third. Yeah, the more kids you have, the quicker they come.
Sure.
Is what they say.
By the time you have 7 or 8, it's just like you get no notice.
Nope, they're just coming out one by one, single file.
There's a Monty Python. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the classic one. It's
and the Holy Grail.
Maybe
right.
Yeah, where the mom is a Catholic woman and a good honest Catholic woman, so she's had like her 12th kid or whatever, and she's literally like, I've never seen it, but I've heard the story. She's doing the laundry, and all of a sudden,
they keep popping
baby
out.
comes and she just says to somebody as she keeps folding the laundry, "Would somebody take care of that for me?" just the way it
As
goes.
someone who went through painful contractions for over 12 hours, that doesn't sound too bad.
No,
But
no, doing the laundry for you would be the part that would be bad.
I do want you to think about people like maybe not specifically Darnell Nurse, but fathers and parents that other partners that aren't able to be there for their children's birth for whatever reason, travel logistics. There's also people that live in different parts of the world. There's all kinds of things.
People from the military.
Exactly.
Right.
They miss those special moments all the time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you with your grandchildren, if you don't see them within 20 seconds of them, if you don't see them with the amniotic fluid on them, you're freaking out. I just think maybe that puts some things in perspective for you.
You're right. You're right. I could have been poor Darnell Nurse.
You could have been playing the San Jose Sharks when Georgia was born.
I guarantee you they'd have lost if I'd have been playing in that game. Very good point. So, yeah, there's Darnell. Shout out to. And his wife is a wonderful person.
Michaela is really, really lovely. I think that she, if anyone, can handle birthing alone.
Yeah.
We talked about kind of our birthing story and how producer Renato actually really stepped up and helped me out.
Yeah.
She's a strong girl.
Yeah.
I feel like she can handle it, but I'm sure he's spending the quality time now.
Yeah.
Thank
awesome.
goodness.
All
Taking
right.
care of them all.
Okay, well, that's perfect. What do we got to do? Oh, we have to do community sheets now. It is brought to you by Crystal Glass. At Crystal Glass, they've been servicing drivers, homeowners, and businesses across Western Canada for over 70 years. We're getting to that point where finally, again, spring is coming. I mean, it's March now, and that means they'll be starting to clean the rocks off of the Anthony Henday and things like that. So if you're looking for that rock chip repair and stuff like that, you know what? There's no better place to get it done than our good friends at Crystal Glass. And they do everything else, our patio glass, our beautiful shower we have in our house. They do so much more than just windshields. And they also do great things in the community, which is why they want to present community sheets. Okay, are you ready?
We're ready.
I said that we were going to tell you a big announcement that
We've been waiting.
ties in Cook County Saloon. Thank you very much. Here we go. It's happening on Friday, April 17th. Alberta Dreams, the organization that I proudly work for that delivers dreams and has been delivering dreams to seriously and chronically ill children across the province of Alberta for 39 years. This year's the 40th, so we're cranking it up. Last year we did an event called For the Love of Country. You remember it. Was it not great?
It was a really, really good time.
Where you just had a whole bunch of artists come and perform their biggest hits, and it just one after another was like bang, bang, bang,
It was
bang,
so much
bang.
fun.
We're going to do something similar this year with a little bit of a 90s twist to it. It's called For the Love of 90s Country at Cook County Saloon on April 17th. Artists like Tim Hicks, who's fantastic. He's won so many Canadian Country Music Awards, and he's a great guy, and he's got so many big hits himself. But him, Aaron Pritchett, Bobby Wills, Clayton Bellamy, the Johnner brothers. So far, this is just the list so far. There's going to be some really big females that are going to be added to the list as well.
Well,
but,
as this is our Women Appreciation episode by accident,
right,
unintentionally.
So they're all going to come, and they're going to perform their favorite 90s song. They'll probably perform one of their biggest hits, but they'll also perform their favorite 90s country songs as well. So it'll be kind of like a night of reminiscing. We encourage people to come and dress in their favorite 90 clothes, which would be what?
Well, I don't know if you've been shopping since the 90s, so you'll just put something on.
I definitely can wear my underwear from the 90s.
Oh, I think 90s is like I picture a lot of Canadian tuxedos in the 90s. And
Lots
a lot
of denim.
Tight pants, big belt buckles. Yeah, lots of denim.
We're going to have line dancers there because apparently line dancing is back in a huge way.
It is so back, for sure, especially on TikTok and like Instagram.
Yeah.
People love the line dancing. 90s country is, we talked about this in a prior episode as well, but it's always the moment. People are always nostalgic for those 90s hits, and it really was an incredible decade of country music.
What is your favorite 90s song?
There's so many, because that truly was the era I grew up in. That's the first music I ever listened to, being born in the 90s. But I think I have to go with the Chicks. For me, that is quintessential 90s. I think Wide Open Spaces. I think that came out in 1996. I would have been 2 years old, but I sang it. I remember that, which is funny thinking about Leona singing now, because she does sing songs. But Wide Open Spaces by the Chicks has to be a big one. Anything Reba, Shania. Like when I think 90s, I think Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under?
Yeah, Any
Man
Man
of Mine.
Yeah.
That's when I picture the denim outfit. When she's in her video, it's a denim vest.
Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Yeah, the whole vibe. What about yours?
You know what? I mean, again, the 90s, I started at Kissin' in 89.
Yeah.
And so I was there when all of this music started.
All of it.
I started the radio station.
Yeah.
I remember going into our program director's office because he got this CD from a guy named Garth Brooks. and the song was Friends in Low Places.
Wow.
And he was playing that one and also another Friends in Low Places, the same song done by Mark Chestnut.
Huh.
And they were both going to release them at the same time. Well, Garth got his released, and the rest, as they say, is history.
So did Mark Chestnut never release it?
No.
So you have that secret intel.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Mark Chestnut also had a version of Friends in Low Places.
I no shade to Mark,
Mark
Chestnut,
Chestnut,
but
but-
it couldn't have been as iconic. That
I
has to
mean,
be one of the most iconic 90s country
What
songs
came
of all
first?
time.
Did it become iconic
Yeah.
because it was such a great song? But obviously, Garth, Mark Chestnut. For one thing, he's got one of the best names in country music ever.
Yeah.
Mark Chestnut.
Yeah.
From Beaumont, Texas. You went to Beaumont, Texas once when you were 1 year old.
Okay.
We were traveling through Texas and New Orleans, and we went to Beaumont, and we stopped. And it's the only time in our lives that we went to a hotel and we decided after we looked inside it, we weren't going to stay in it.
Which I can imagine that.
How bad it would
maybe
be?
it was because I was a baby, because your hotel standards are so low.
Nothing.
If there's nothing crawling on the ground, it's good enough
I
for you.
think there was stuff crawling on the ground.
Okay,
in
so
Beaumont,
that's the
Texas.
line. That's the line for you.
Yeah, Mark Chestnut and Tracy Bird, both from Beaumont, Texas. There's some
Fun fact, 90s country.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's a couple for you.
Maybe Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn.
There will be Brooks and Dunn songs
Yeah.
performed by these artists. I guarantee it.
That's
It's
a 90s vibe for sure.
Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray. One of the
We're
biggest
kind of mad at
songs.
him.
We are?
Yeah, he's not
Oh, he's not being a good. Okay.
not a good father to Miley, certainly.
Oh.
There's that whole Cyrus family. They're all famous, so there's a lot going on. But I'm.
It's the climb.
Well, I think Hannah Montana's coming back. This is completely unrelated to your big announcement, but Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus is doing a limited run performance as Hannah Montana in the blonde wig, singing Hannah Montana songs. And if we had more time, I could talk about that for a whole episode.
I love Miley Cyrus. Like
Her voice,
it's amazing.
I think that her.
It's amazing.
Yeah, she sounds like she came out of the womb smoking a pack, which honestly, with Billy Ray as a father, maybe she did. She swallowed a few magnetiles and it gave her a great voice. But
That has to be
her
it.
backyard session where she's sitting is like a backyard session on YouTube, and she sings Jolene by Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
It's the greatest cover of all time. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
back
no,
to
that's
the
cool.
event. If Miley might come, we'll
That's
see.
back to the event really quick. Renato, not a big country guy. I've made you more of a country guy over the years, and so has Bailey. But 90s country song, your favorite would be?
Well, I hope they play it, and it's from 1993, and it goes like, "There are angels among us." That's it. You got to pay for the rest. Maybe I can perform it then.
He loves
Ladies and gentlemen, it's producer Randy and his version of Angels Among Us.
I love
that song.
Alabama, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, Angels Among Us
When
by
we saw
Alabama.
them perform that song
At Big Valley?
that was one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
He was dancing.
We have video footage of it somewhere. We should post it.
Yeah, he loves Angels Among Us.
And I don't know if I've said this story on the podcast, but I mean, Alabama, I grew up like literally.
Incredible.
I was in grade 7 and Mountain Music came out, and then Dixieland Delight and all these incredible songs by Alabama. Your mom, your mother-in-law, and I went to one of the first concerts we ever went to at 15 years old. We went to Alabama at Rexall Place, and I remember holding her hand as we were walking towards my mom, who was picking us up on 118th Avenue. And as soon as I saw my mom in the vehicle, we let go of hands. But anyway, so Alabama is the moment for me, right? So then we met him at Big Valley afterwards. It was kind of like a huge bucket list thing for both Karen and I. And unfortunately, we met Randy and Teddy Gentry. And anyway, they were both so stoned, they had no idea that we were even human beings. They were kind of like rubbing us like we were houseplants.
You were the angels among them.
They didn't know.
I'm like, Randy, it's really an honor to meet you. And he's like, anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, I basically just
Dissociated a little bit.
it was, those boys were on the gummies.
Before the gummies even.
Yeah, they were on the pre-gummy gummies, but that's okay. Getting back to the big show,
Yes.
90s country. What songs are these artists going to sing? It's going to be incredible. I mentioned them all, right? Bobby Wills and Clayton
think
Bellamy
so.
and Aaron Pritchett and Tim Hicks. It's going to be an incredible show, and there's more artists to be added. Tickets are on sale now for $25 plus GST. You can't go wrong there.
No, that's
And all of the money is going to Alberta Dreams.
Yeah.
It's Cook County, Barry and Casey are giving us the club, and all the money raised that night is going to Alberta Dreams. So please help us out for the love of 90s country. again, happening at Cook County Saloon on April 17th. It's a Friday night just before the playoffs start.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Because one thing about Chris Scheetz, he's not going to plan an event when the Oilers could be playing
We
hockey.
can't afford that, especially not during the playoffs. Unlike Darnell, I will not miss a game. Same kind of idea. And again, for $25, that's like, what are the Jelly Roll and Post Malone tickets? $2,500. I mean, and
It's not cheap.
I'm exaggerating slightly, but
concert tickets are very expensive these days. So getting a night out for $25, and you can enjoy the steakhouse probably before.
Oh, I guarantee you can. Oh. Yeah, you can reserve your tickets to the steakhouse or your reservation for the steakhouse so you can enjoy that. Mm-hmm. And then the show will be incredible with all these artists, and we'll just be celebrating 90s country music and doing it all for the right reason, for the kids. All right? That's it. Thanks to Alltech, Crystal Glass, Londonderry Dodge, Cook County Saloon Steakhouse, and Mother Dough Bread Co. with the meatball sub. Well, it's a meatball sandwich.
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
It's better than a sub.
Well, on sourdough. Yeah.
Yummy. Have a great week.
Happy March.
Don't forget to spring ahead on Sunday morning.
Or don't.
Yeah.
Let's just not.
Exactly.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking sheets.